everyone, and welcome to this month's session of TP. Our topic tonight is 5 components of a great digital strategy. And joining us this afternoon is our speaker, Mr. Jim MacLennan. Jim is the Chief Information Officer of IDEX Corporation. He is also one of the founding members of TP Chicago. Jim, thank you for joining us this afternoon, and we'll dive right into the questions. So the word digital is almost omnipresent these days. So is this going to be just another digital presentation filled with buzzwords?
Yeah, digital presentation just full of buzzwords? Well, actually, yes, it is full of buzzwords, but that's part of the story. But what I am trying to do is translate those buzzwords into something that's actually reachable and attainable and understandable. So I do sort of get to something that's simple, even though if you think about it, a digital strategy is a huge topic.
So what are the 5 key components and what brought them together in your mind?
Sure. Well, I don't want to give away the presentation, of course, but the 5 key components are 3 of them have to do with systems, internal operations, customer-facing systems, and information in your products. The 4th one is the data that interconnects all of that. And the 5th one, well, that's kind of a surprise.
What is the most surprising thing that we will be talking about tonight?
It's actually the 5th component. The 5th component is, the message of the slide, the message of the presentation is that a digital business will only succeed when it knows how to connect with humans. And that's the very fascinating sort of contrarian idea that a digital business only works when it has that human element. And so that's really the most, I think, when I go through this presentation, the most surprising thing about it. There is a significant non-technical piece to it. And typically the technical part of the digital strategy is the easy part.
So Jim, you work in industrial manufacturing. Does this digital strategy approach apply to other verticals?
So industrial manufacturing, yeah, a different way of looking at digital strategy, but does it apply to other verticals? Oh, absolutely, absolutely. When I go through the presentation, there's really no part of it at all that is very specific to industrial. It definitely applies to a number of different verticals, in part because it's, like any strategy, fairly high level, but these are actually universal what I consider universal truths about how digital and business process and data and people all sort of go together.
So Jim, in addition to being a busy CIO, you are also a very active blogger. What are some of the reactions you're getting from people that are reading about this topic on your blog and listening to your presentations?
Yes, actually, I have been writing this about this topic a lot on my blog as well, and I've given it a couple times in public. And the reaction is, to me, what I'm hoping for. Interesting, because I don't really take a really hard technical look at this stuff. It is a sort of nuanced look in different ways. But I think the most interesting piece of feedback I've got from the presentation is that it is, even though I talk about buzzwords, it's not very buzzword laden. It's really keeping it simple. This actually can be simple if you think about it in the right way. It is not a tactical sort of presentation. It is very strategic, but it is very sort of reachable and consumable and understandable. Across different industries, across different functional areas inside of a business. That's actually what folks are telling me, and that's actually what I'm hoping for.
Thank you, Jim, for joining us. As always, it was a pleasure talking to you, and we look forward to your presentation. Thank you, everyone, for joining us, and we look forward to catching up with you during the next TP session.